It's Talk Funny, a podcast by Mark Bailey and other comics from all over. We ended up in Japan because we wanted to see it before every square inch is a World Heritage Site. The Talk Funny podcast from Nagoyaradio.com and Nagoyacomedy. Here's Mark Bailey.
We're back again with another edition of Talk Funny, brought to you by Nagoyacomedy.com and Nagoyaradio.com. I'm Mark Bailey. We're here with Chris, and we were talking off mic about things we miss. I've been here for 28 years, so when I go back to the States, my family always felt neglected because I spent half of my time just shopping, stuff that I missed, clothes, 3 shirts for $1, it's amazing, and shoes, $10, I get 10 pairs of shoes, $10 each. Yeah, they're made out of crap, and but they last 6 months, so that kind of thing, and snacks, things that you can't get, way too much candy. And how about you? What do you miss when you go back?
Yeah, I've only been back once, and it was actually just for a work trip. So when I was back, I went to the outlet shops and I bought, $300-400 worth of clothes, because in Japan I can buy clothes, but I'm about 6 foot, 210 pounds. I have to go to the outlets because my size isn't Japanese. Of course, I'm Western, and I'm okay with that. But clothes and food and anything that I can bring back that I'm allowed, sauces, dressings, you can only eat so much sesame dressing or soy-based dressing. You want ranch or you want honey mustard.
When I left the States, I think there was like one flavor of Gatorade. Maybe there was 2. There was maybe grape Gatorade and
lemon
normal Gatorade. Yeah. When I went back, there's like 37 flavors of Gatorade. There's like no sodium. There's like sugar-free. There's grape. There's cranberry.
Kiwi.
It's just... just the supermarkets are just amazing variety. And, when it came over here, when I first came to Japan, they didn't have 100 yen shops. And I would say to my wife, and she goes, well, we don't like those. We don't need those. I go out there everywhere now, and people love them, I'm like...
Every train station, every corner. Yeah.
Why pay $5 for a cheap folder for school when they're worth 60 yen, and you can buy one for 100 yen, and the store still makes a profit? These things are made in China, and there's no reason they should be 500 yen. And another one, when I first came back, I told my wife, I said, I think there's a good business opportunity. There's these new coffee shops in the States called Starbucks, and people love walking around with a cup and everything. She goes, well, if that would have been popular in Japan, somebody would have already come up with that. Now, every time I walk down the street with her, I'm like, oh, look at that. Oh, Einstein, there's a Starbucks. Yeah. Oh, I wish I had thought of that in the 90s before someone talked me out of buying a franchise here, And her thing was, back in the 90s, now you've got Starbucks and you've got all these rip-offs of Starbucks. They have the same, almost the same symbol, and I don't even remember the names, but they look like Starbucks and they're rip-offs. The Japanese have ripped them off. Yeah. But when I first came here, the only coffee shops were these mom-and-pop shops, and you'd sit there and you'd have egg sandwich or something, and you get this, maybe it's Kenya roast coffee or something, and you could get there were 2 flavors. You could get iced coffee or hot coffee. That was it. That's it. Yeah. And I told my wife, I said, this is kind of boring, not a lot of variety. She goes, well, that's what Japanese want. Oh, really? So Japanese wouldn't want Starbucks? No, they would. If they had Starbucks here, they'd be empty. Yeah. Go to Starbucks, try to find an empty one. Yeah,
there's here. 7 around Nagoya Station, always a line.
And there's so many Starbucks in Japan that I went to the bathroom, and next to the bathroom was another Starbucks inside. There's just a lot of them.
You order a latte while you're waiting.
I was going to meet some of the comedy guys, and we got lost in Yabacho. Our office is here in Yabacho, but on the other side. I said, I'll meet you at the Starbucks. There's like 3 of them. Yeah. There's 3 of them. So the one near Central Park, or the one near the iPhone store, the Apple store, or the one across from the Apple store? And he goes, the one near Matsuzakaya. I'm like, they're all 3 are
they're like, it's a triangle, yeah.
And he's at one, and I'm at another, and I said, okay, I think I know the one you're at. So he left, I left, he went to the one I was at, I went to the one nobody had gone to yet, and I said, tell you what, from now on, let's not meet at Starbucks. It's like saying, I'll meet you at the red light. Yeah. Where's that? Which one?
Yeah. Even the mom and pop coffee shops now, to compete with Starbucks, they have 9 different types of coffee you can order, and then their morning set. You buy the coffee, you get free food, right? Now there's some that you get like a rind of pineapple, you'll get a hard boiled egg, a salad, and some yogurt, and it's $5. I mean, that's a pretty good deal.
And when I first came here, the coffee I thought it was pretty pricey. It was 600, 800 yen for a cup, and and my wife would say, well, but the good thing about coffee shops is you can take it easy there and they're not rushing you out. Well, if you've ever tried to teach a private lesson of English or something at a coffee shop, they come over and they're like, hey, how long are you going to be here? Because they don't want you making money off of their their lights. Yeah. And so it's like, well, I'm paying 600 yen for coffee. Do you mind if I'm here for an hour? What do you care if I'm talking on the phone or working on my laptop or talking to another person?
And they're making 900 yen an hour. They shouldn't care.
Yeah. the variety, I really, really missed that. And then took my wife to, like you mentioned, like Walmart. work over here, I think they'd go nuts. I mean, they go crazy at Costco.
Yeah.
And my wife told me Costco wouldn't work over here either. It's packed.
Always.
It's always packed. And
no matter when you go an hour before they close or an hour before they open, people are already in the parking lot.
And they open a second one in Gifu. There's one near the airport. There's one near Gifu. They're both packed.
Yeah.
And you could open a third one. It would be packed.
Yep.
And, Walmart would be even more nuts because people in Japan don't realize how much they're subsidizing products. Their cars, I guess cars are actually kind of cheap here, but radios and TVs and stuff, they dump in the U.S. They dump the prices, so the Japanese are actually paying subsidy on your market share in the States
on their product.
Yeah, and so like Walmart, people would once they realize how little it costs to make all this stuff in China, which most of the stuff in Walmart, most of the shirts and everything, they're fine. I mean, they don't last forever, but it costs $2. Yeah. And I think they'd go nuts over that. And I took my wife one time to Hawaii, and the first time she ever saw a Kmart, and I bought like every electronic thing they had. Everything was like $10 for every electronic gadget and CDs. Back then in the 90s, we were buying CDs. We bought a couple of $1,000s worth in a few hours. We spent so much money. They called the manager, woke him up, and he came down to personally thank us. And he goes, "Where are you guys from?" I said, "We're from Japan." He goes, "They don't have stores in Japan?" I said, "They have them, but they're really expensive." And he goes, "But this is Hawaii. Kmart's in Hawaii are expensive."
Yeah, but not like Japan.
I said, "Nothing like Japan." I said, "They're still double the price." He goes, "Really?" So I said, "Don't get any other ideas. You're gonna jack up the price."
Yeah, like I bought my Japanese TV, a 40-inch TV, for 120,000 yen, a 4K TV. That same TV at Best Buy or Walmart is $300, and it's still the same brand and the same model TV. It just doesn't have the card that you have to put in to watch Japanese TV.
Right.
Which I don't care. I watch TV through the internet, Netflix, and Amazon. I just need internet. And I don't understand why Japanese products are so expensive in Japan.
When I go back to the States, my dad's always saying, they have like a Sam's Club and they have like a Walmart and they have, he goes, well, Walmart charges more than they should for some price. I'm like, I don't care, Dad. It's all half price to me. And also with the yen rate is good. It's like $1, 100 yen. This is great. You can't get anything for 100 yen here. Nothing.
Yeah, like I just miss the convenience. You go to Walmart, you literally can buy a pair of work pants, for like working around the house or or working on your car, which I can't do in Japan. Of course, I don't have the space. But you go there, you get your your food, your beer. You could buy some clothes. You can buy a new DVD. Done, out the door. Here, you have to go to 7 different places to do that.
Yeah, my wife one time she's very nationalist, actually, very nationalist Japanese. She's always just like, well, everything's better in Japan. I'm like, well, how the hell would you know? You haven't even been to most countries, And we were in the States, and she had this Panasonic video cameras back in the 90s, and it wasn't working right. So it was an equivalent of a Best Buy. They have a repair section. The guy's looking at it.
Radio Shack.
They had back Radio Shack was still in business then, and she's like, in Japan it'd be fixed by now. And I said, let me ask the guy, and he goes, I don't know if I can fix it. He goes, this camera is only $350 here. Why don't you just? He goes, if I send this in, how long are you guys here? I said, we're here for 3 more days. He goes, well, we send it into the shop. You're not even going to get it back in time.
And it's going to cost half that to fix it.
He goes, how about I give you a coupon and you get it for $325? My wife's like, why do I have to buy a new one? I'm like, because this. So I said, look, I'll pay for it. It's just worth not listening to you whinge about it, She's like, well, that's because they can't fix it. I said, because in the States, it's just not worth his time.
Yeah.
He can make a commission, he make $25 selling me a new camera, and it doesn't break our back. It's some on in, no big deal.
Yep.
Or he could spend 4 hours, needling this thing, and then how much I owe you? $10. It's not cost effective. Over here, it's just everything you have to do. Like if you had to get your eyeglasses fixed, you have to get the arm fixed or something, get some socks, and then you have to get some new shoes. That's like I said, that's 3 different stores.
Yeah.
And a Walmart or something, they have all of that stuff into place, But also doing anything in Japan, not even counting the language barrier, it's like everything you want to do in Japan is like doing it underwater. You want to get a driver's license? Well, try doing it underwater. That's what it's like in Japan. I know you just had problems with
Yeah.
How hard could it be? We just got a dental appointment. You've got a dental appointment, and then in the afternoon you got to pick up the kids from school. We'll do that in Japan. It's like doing it underwater. A dental appointment could take forever. And you go to the doctor, and it's just like a time machine. The States, you have an appointment.
Yeah.
You go in, 2:00 appointment. He'll probably call you at 2:15 or something. He sees you for 5 minutes. Boom, you're gone. There's no way you're there at 4 p.m. Go here. You can't make an appointment. You come into the hospital. There's like 90 old women ahead of you, and you're like, geez, I got an afternoon class. It's 9 a.m. Am I going to make my 1 p.m. class over in Seto?
Yeah. I'm lucky my doctor does Saturdays because I literally get up I mean, it's not early. I mean, but I leave at 8 o'clock to be there for 9:30 when he opens the door, just so I'm in line, just to be able to be seen by a doctor.
As I get older, I have to go to the doctor more. I have my ulcer doctor and my eye doctor and my blood pressure doctor. These are all different places because in Japan, people that are listening may not know this, but you'll have a gastrointestinal doctor. That's all he does. And he's only open Tuesdays and Thursdays, whatever, And then you have you do have ear, nose, and throat doctor, but you have also the Gaikai. You have the outside body doctor and the internal medicine doctor. Those are completely different people, and they're open on different days at different places.
Yep.
And maybe you have a huge hospital, but near my house we have an eye doctor in the hospital, but he's not there on Saturdays, and he's only there on Thursdays, and so it's very inconvenient. You have to pick your doctor, and you don't know how long it's going to take, and it's just kind of a black hole. What happened to Chris? I don't know. He went to his ulcer doctor, and then we never saw him again. He's still waiting in limbo.
Yeah. Japan has lots of conveniences, but then there's also lots of inconveniences at the same time.
And my wife is like, recently, I have a new problem with my ankle. My left ankle is hurting when I walk, and my wife is a very helpful spouse. She goes, "That's because you're fat." All right. Thank you. You're my life partner? Seriously? Yeah. And then I said, but then I didn't sleep well. I have heartburn. She goes, "That's because you eat too much." Okay, thanks, Don Rickles, the doctor. But she goes, "Why didn't you go to the doctor? Why didn't you see the ankle guy when you were there for the ulcers?" I said, "Because the ankle department is not open that day."
Yeah.
And I said, on Saturdays, that's the only time I can go. It's like 9 to noon. They close at noon.
Yeah.
For the eye doctor, I go at 9 and I get out about 11:30. I can't wait in line. You can't wait in line simultaneously for 3 different departments. They're on different floors.
You can't get a ticket. Yeah.
So it's 3 different Saturdays for me. But here's what I learned. This works for the bank, and it generally works for the doctor. Find out when they close. And the nurses, they want to eat lunch at 12 sharp.
Yeah.
And so find out when they close. Show up at 11:45. They will whisk you through because they want to get to that tuna sandwich.
Yeah.
And this works at banks, too. Like I went in at 9 a.m., I want to open up a new account, and it's just, we can't do that, blah, blah, blah. Really, because I already have 3 accounts at this bank. The fourth one's going to kill you. Blah, blah, blah. It's like 2 p.m. We didn't do the stamp right. You got to do this again, 2 p.m. What time you guys close? 3? Okay, next time I came in at 2:45, boom. I was out at 3:05. With a doctor appointment or a bank, if you go in at 9, you're going to leave at 3. If you go in at 2, you're going to leave at 3. And if you go in at 2:55, you're going to leave at 3. So go in later.
And if you come to Japan and open up an account, open your checking and savings at the same time, because you cannot go back later and say, "Can I add savings to my account?" I have 3 different cards. I have a debit card for when I travel. I have a savings card, and I have a card for my checking account, which is, I think, called primary, or I forget in Japanese what it's called. But it's everything is completely different here than any world banking I've ever experienced.
Some other advice: the post office is also a bank here in Japan, and if you open an account at the post office or the bank, I would strongly suggest that you demand that they let you sign instead of using your stamp. Because I've been here for 28 years, I've lost a couple of these. You might as well cut your left arm off, because it's like, what do you mean you don't have your stamp? I moved and it got lost and I don't have it. Well, then now you have to start over again. 90-year-old people there at the post office, and they're like, "Do you have your Hunko, your stamp with you?" "No, I don't." "You're going to have to go back home and get it." This guy, it took him an hour to walk here on his cane, and he has to go back. He's had an account here for 45 years. Before you were even born, he had an account here. If a bank doesn't vouch for its customers, what are you there for?
Got that rubber.
What if Al Capone came in and he had my stamp? Well, he would get your bank account, because we all run on stamps here. But maybe that's why you lost the war? Yeah, we were going to... Been here with Chris, and this is Talk Funny. Thanks for listening, guys.